Hello students, and in this video I am going to start with some few questions along with the explanation of the answers to those questions, and these questions are taken from the past checkpoint papers. Okay, so some 3-4 questions we'll be doing in one particular video. Okay, but then this will keep on continuing so that the checkpoint questions you people are able to handle. So this particular question, the first one is from October 2023, and it's paper 2, and it's question number 1. Now let me tell you, these are the science questions. Okay, the subject is science, right? And the paper code is 0893. 0893. Okay, so let us see. And I have randomly chosen some questions, and of course we will be completing all the questions from a particular paper, but then for this particular video I've chosen randomly some couple of questions, maybe 2 or 3 questions. Let us see how it goes on. So once again, welcome, and this is a solution of checkpoint papers for October 2023, paper 2, code is 0893, and question number 1 is on the screen, as you can see. Now the question says that the diagram shows the position of some organs in the human body. Now this is the diagram. Now let me name all the parts that have been mentioned in the diagram so that you can answer the questions easily. So this is that part A, okay, and in A, okay, let us start with the question only. So sub question A is, it says that circle the letter of the organ that is part of a human excretory system. Now your A, B, C and D, these are the 4 different parts that have been labeled. Now you have to circle only that part which is indicating some organ related to the excretory system. Now excretory system is also known as renal system, okay, in humans. So A is a heart, which is not of course a organ belonging to excretory system. B is the diagram. In the diagram, B is lungs, okay, which is again not a part of the excretory system. C is large intestine, which is again not a part of excretory system. And B, this B is a kidney, and kidney are definitely part of excretory system. So I will select my answer as B. So I'll circle on that B. Okay. Now sub question B, it says that complete these sentences, okay, about the human excretory renal system. And the sentence is, the function of the human excretory renal system is to dash the blood, okay, to remove urea. So in the excretory system, the part that we have circled is nothing but a kidney, and you know very well that kidney is something which filters the blood to remove urea. So the word you have to use here is filter, okay, Filter, filter the blood to remove urea. The urea is then removed in a liquid called, and everybody knows that the answer is urine. So urea, which is separated from the blood, is removed from the body in the form of urine. Okay, so your answer will be urine, right? 1 second. Okay, URI. Sorry. Oh, 1 second. Okay, the answer Form 1 was B. Okay, this was filter, this was urine. Okay, so let us move on to the next question, that is sub question C, and it says that uh, organs are made up of cells, and that is very obvious, and cells contain chromosomes, and that is also correct because inside every cell there are chromosomes, and they have asked you name the chemical from which chromosomes are made. Now basically chromosomes are made from a chemical which is known as deoxyribonucleic acid. So the answer for this will be chromosomes are made from deoxyribonucleic acid, or in short you can write DNA. Okay, so just write DNA. It will be sufficient. DNA. So chromosome is made up of DNA. Okay, deoxyribonucleic acid. So that was question number 1 from this particular paper. Let us move on to the next one. Okay, now this is question number 6, right, from the same paper, October 2023, paper 2. Now here in this question number 6, he is showing you a diagram, and in that diagram you can see some there's a food chain or a food web that is shown in the diagram. Now I hope you can see the diagram clearly, or if you want I can still magnify it, but I think it's okay, right? Okay, so in this question number 6, they are asking you to look at the food web for a habitat. So this is the diagram of a food web. Okay, now let us try to answer sub question A, right? So this is your sub question A. Okay, yeah, it says that a disease decreases the number of small rodents in the habitat. So can you see there is a green plant shown over here? This green plant is eaten or consumed by rodents, small rodents over here, right? These rodents, as well as this rabbit, rabbit also consumes this green plant. So green plant is consumed by rodents and rabbits, right? This rodent in turn is consumed by the owl as well as the wild cat. Okay, the rabbit is consumed by this particular jackal. Okay, and this lion as a top. Okay, it consumes both jackal as well as the wildcat. So this is the schematic diagram of a food web. Okay, now following this schematic diagram you have to answer these questions. So sub question A says that some disease decreases the number of rodents. Okay, so there is some disease which is affecting the rodents, and these rodents all of a sudden they start dying. Okay, so the number of rodents in that habitat is drastically reduced. Now when the number of rodent is reduced, what he's saying is the number of owls decreases, but the number of wildcat stays the same. So the owl, the number of owl decreases, but the wildcat number is remaining the same. Now we have to answer what is the reason for this. Okay, so complete the sentence and explain why this is happening. So the number of owls, okay, they are decreasing because, now the reason is very obvious. The owl is dependent only on the rodent in this case. Okay, in this food web. Okay, rodents are the only food for the owl. Okay, so number of owls will definitely decrease when the number of rodents is decreasing. Okay, so the answer should be the number of owl decreases because the number of owls is dependent, or you can write the number of owls decreases because they are solely they are solely dependent on the rodents. Okay. When rodents are, the number of rodents are decreasing, okay, they don't have any other alternative. The owls are dependent only on rodents. They don't have any other food to eat. And that is why when the rodents are decreasing in number, the owls will also start decreasing in number. But then he says, what is the reason for the number of this wildcat remaining same? So here the reason is wildcats, the number remains the same because they have an alternative of eating the rabbit, isn't it? See, rabbits are not reducing. Okay, the number of rabbits is not reducing. The disease has affected only the rodents. Okay, so when the rodents are, the number of rodents is decreased, this wildcat will start eating the rabbits. Okay, they will start eating more and more rabbits. Okay, so they have an alternative, and that is why the wildcat, the number is not changing. It is remaining the same. They are not affected in the food web. Okay, is that understood? So that was the answer to sub question A. Sub question B is explain why uh, green plants need the sun to survive. Okay. Now, green plants, they always prepare their own food using photosynthesis. Okay. And photosynthesis is a process, okay, which essentially requires sunlight energy for it to prepare the food. Okay. So, without this sunlight, photosynthesis cannot take place, and that is why the green plants cannot survive without sunlight. Okay, so the answer will be, answer you can write in this way: explain why green plants need the sun for their survival. Okay, so I will write green plants. Okay, green plants prepare their food by photosynthesis. Uh, photosynthesis. Mm, 1 second. There is some issue with the. Okay. The green plants. Okay. Prepare their food by photosynthesis. Synthesis for which which sunlight is essential. Okay. right? So that's enough. And let us move on to one more question. This was question number 6. Okay. Now let us move on to this question. This is question number 14 from the same paper. Okay. Now this particular question, okay, it is saying that I'll try to change the ink. Let me see if I can. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Let me see. Now, okay. So question number 14 is uh, there is this girl called Lily. She investigates variation in the tomatoes. Okay. So what she does is uh, she measures. Okay. She measures the mass of different tomatoes. Okay. To the nearest whole number in grams. Right. Further, she classifies the tomatoes, okay, into different groups based on their masses. Okay. Now Lily writes down the result, and the result is given over here. Okay. The result is given over here, right? This is the result, right? Okay. Now the result says that there were 3 tomatoes with a mass more than 105 grams. Then there were 2 tomatoes with a mass between 76 and 80 gram. Okay. Then there were 6 tomatoes with a mass. I hope you must be able to see, or maybe I will have to just. Okay. I think that should be enough. Okay. So basically, she has classified all the tomatoes mass wise. So there are 6 tomatoes with a mass of 101 gram to 105 gram. Then there are 8 tomatoes which are between 86 gram and 90 gram. Then there are 9 tomatoes with a mass of 91 gram and 95 gram. Okay. And there are 12 tomatoes between 96 gram and 100 gram. And there are 4 tomatoes between 81 and 85 grams. So that is the result that this girl Lily has written on this piece of paper. Now let us try to answer the questions. Okay. So question number A, AI, question number AI is complete the table of results by writing the unit of the mass. So here only you can write the answer. So unit of the mass is nothing but grams only. Okay, because she has taken all the answers in all the masses in grams. So I am writing the unit as grams. Okay. Now just you have to look at this thing and try to answer the question. Okay. So whatever result is given from that only you have to copy it on in the table. It's very simple, right? So the unit is grams and the number of tomatoes in the mass range. Okay. So the first one is 76 to 80. Now 76 to 80 grams, you can see from this list. Okay, the result. Okay, so I think there are two tomatoes in that range, and then 81 to 85 there are 4 tomatoes. Okay, and then 86 to 90 grams there are 8. Okay, and 91 to 95 grams. Okay, there are some 9 tomatoes. 9. And then 96 to 100 grams there are 12 tomatoes, and 101 to 105 grams there are 6 tomatoes, and more than 105 grams there are 3 tomatoes. Okay, so all you have to do is from this particular result, you have to make this table. uh, that is question number AI. Let us move on to, okay, I don't think I have taken a pic of that, but I'll write here the question for you. Okay, and the question says that, 1 second. Uh, yeah. So question number AI, and then you have question number A double I. Okay. And this question is, the question says, let me read the question. The question says that, okay, the question says, what is the best way to present? I'll write the question for you. What is the best way to present the data in the table? Sorry, in the table. Okay. Right. So he's asking me what is the best way to present this data which is given in the table form. Okay. And this carries 1. Okay. So the answer for this is, now there can be so many ways statistically that you can present this, but the best one is the bar chart. Okay. Bar chart is the answer. And last question is B. Okay, 14B. And this question says that gardeners add nitrates to the soil, okay, to help tomato plant grow. Okay. Right. Now the nitrates are used by the plants. The nitrates are used by the plants to make a substance needed for growth. Okay. And you have to name this type of substance. Okay. So this is that question B. This also carries 1 mark. And the answer to this is, now the gardeners, they add nitrate to the soil for the tomato to grow, and this particular nitrates are used by the plant to make certain substance which is essential for growth. That substance is known as protein. Proteins. Okay. So proteins is the answer for this question. Okay. So with this, I am going to end this today's video. So basically we have solved some 3 questions. Okay, this was question number 14. Then we solved this question number 6 also. Okay, and we solved question number 1. Okay, and coincidentally what has happened, all these 3 questions were related to biology. Okay, so anyways, it was just randomly chosen questions, but I will better follow this only. So some biology questions I will take, and sometimes I'll take physics, sometimes I'll take chemistry. So it will be a bifurcation, like biology chemistry, physics separately. You are dealing with the questions in the checkpoint. So that's all for today, and I hope you must be liking this idea of mine. See you. Bye.